At 78 years old, Brian May, the legendary guitarist of Queen, remains one of the most iconic and influential figures in the history of rock. A man whose unmistakable guitar playing helped define a generation, and whose artistry continues to inspire millions of fans across the globe. And while his stadium-shaking riffs in anthems like We Will Rock You and the breathtaking solos in Bohemian Rhapsody secured his place as rock royalty behind the glamour, talent, and enduring legacy of Queen lies a story filled with pain, personal struggles, and tragedies that reveal the deeply human side of the man behind the legend. Born in 1947 in Hampton, England, Brian was not only blessed with extraordinary musical talent, but also with a brilliant academic mind, going on to study astrophysics before fully committing to music. And it was with Freddie Mercury, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon that he co-founded Queen, a band whose rise to fame in the 1970s and 80s was meteoric. Their music reaching audiences across every continent and their performances, especially at Live Aid, becoming etched in the annals of history. But even as the world celebrated their success, Brian was quietly carrying emotional burdens, from the passing of his father to his own battles with depression and the crushing pressures of fame that few could understand. The most devastating chapter of his life came with the loss of Freddie Mercury in 1991, a tragedy that shook not just the music world but also Brian personally. For Freddie was more than just a bandmate, he was a creative soulmate and dear friend, and Brian later admitted that Freddie's death nearly destroyed him, plunging him into a deep depression that took years to climb out of. And though Queen continued in different forms, the absence of Freddie cast a long shadow that Brian never fully escaped. As time went on, Brian faced further struggles, including health battles that reminded fans and himself that even legends are not invincible, with one of the most alarming moments coming in 2020 when he suffered a heart attack and required surgery, forcing him to confront his mortality and sparking candid admissions about his mental and emotional struggles. For despite his fame, success, and the love of millions, Brian has openly shared that he has faced moments of despair, feeling broken inside and weighed down by grief and expectation. And these revelations pulled back the curtain to show the vulnerable man behind the guitar, a human being whose resilience has been tested time and again. Yet despite these tragedies, Brian has continued to rise, embracing life with renewed determination, choosing to focus on his music, his family, his passion for animal welfare, and even his long-standing love for astronomy, returning to his academic roots and inspiring others not just through his music but also through his wisdom. At 78, the story of Brian May is both heartbreaking and inspiring, proof that even the brightest stars carry shadows. But what makes his journey remarkable is his refusal to be defeated, his decision to honor Freddie's legacy while building his own path of survival and strength. And today, as he continues to perform, to create, and to share his voice with the world, Brian May reminds us that behind every legend lies a human being shaped by tragedy, resilience, and an enduring will to keep moving forward.